This was the last SmackDown before WrestleMania 42, and we ended up in Las Vegas. I could have sworn, though, New Orleans was supposed to be where WrestleMania was. Am I tripping, or did I read something wrong? Because I could have sworn. Maybe they just took a detour instead. Who knows? Maybe they couldn't get an arena. Maybe there's a Pelicans game going on. I don't really know. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't get arena in New Orleans. I guarantee you, though, they will be in New Orleans tomorrow, though, because, WrestleMania is in New Orleans. Anyway. But Pat McAfee and Randy Orton pulled up in the red Ram truck. Remember, Ram did a great thing and took 25% off of WrestleMania Night 1 tickets to fans. Remember that. Anyway, they pulled up, and Nick Aldis immediately hands Pat McAfee a contract of what, though? I couldn't tell you what it's about. I seriously don't know what it's about. But I do know is Pat McAfee said that he reads every single piece of paper on his contracts himself. But then he just lied, and as soon as Randy Orton went to the ring to cut a promo, he signed it immediately without even reading. Unless he's somehow a supersonic reader, then I think he just lied. I think he just lied. So, yeah. Randy Orton comes out, grabs the microphone, and says he will be the first one to admit he doesn't need Pat McAfee, but he wants Pat McAfee because he's the only straight shooter in the company. Randy says he doesn't tell me what I want to hear. He tells me what I need to hear. And he says what I needed to hear all along is just to be me. And Randy says, I win the Elimination Chamber. Now, I am facing Drew McIntyre for the title. And there's no love lost for McIntyre. I knew I could be who I needed to be in the ring for Drew and take his title and go back to St. Louis with the title. But then Cody wins the title back in a rematch. And Cody's one of my friends, I wasn't going to listen to Pat. I couldn't do that. I couldn't be who I needed to be to hurt my friend. But then Cody Rhodes gave me permission to be who I wanted to be. But who in the hell is Cody Rhodes to give me permission to be myself? Which, kind of true. Randy Orton says that Cody just takes and takes and takes. And Randy just gives and gives and gives. And Randy said, let's take a look back at 2 years ago, WrestleMania 40, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. The Rock was helping Roman Reigns. When Cody needed a friend, a partner, he needed someone to call, and he called Seth Rollins. Did not think to call me once. Soul's Bloodline. They were all over Cody. What did I do as a friend? I had his back. And when I get to my trouble, I got put right through that table mere months after a career-threatening back surgery. And then he gives Kevin Owens a WWE Championship match. Then, to make matters worse, Kevin Owens turns on Cody. And what do I do as Cody's friend? I try to talk sense into Kevin Owens. And what happens for my trouble? I get dropped on my head right in his ring via a pile driver, a career-threatening move. I was put out. I could have been put out forever. And that could have been it all, Cody wrote. And Randy Orton says that Pat McAfee has done more for his career and his legacy more than Cody Rhodes has done in half of a lifetime. And he says Cody thinks that bringing in McAfee would hurt my legacy. No, Cody, you've gotten it wrong. Helping you for the last few years has hurt my legacy than anything else. So tomorrow at WrestleMania Night 1, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to right the wrong. I'm going to fix my legacy. I'm going to take number 15 home where it belongs. And I'm going to do it with the three most dangerous letters in all of sports entertainment. RKO. So Randy Orton tells us that Cody Rhodes is a bad friend and has not been a good friend to Randy Orton over the last 2 years. And honestly, Randy, I think you got this all confused, especially you saying that Pat McAfee has done more for your legacy than Cody Rhodes has done in a half of a lifetime. I think you might be on drugs. I think the voices are talking to you. And I don't know how good of a manipulator Pat McAfee is, but apparently he can get you to say that he has done more for you in a lifetime. I don't really know. I don't really know. I don't really know how that works. But he goes backstage, hops in the Ram truck, and Pat McAfee was all happy. Nick Aldis was smiling for something. And I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm gonna say it right here, right now. Whatever Nick Aldis is smiling about is something that Pat McAfee signed. The contract said something. I don't know what it said, but I have a feeling it has to do something with WrestleMania tomorrow. I have no idea what it is, but I have a feeling it has something to do with it, because why would Nick Aldis be this happy that Pat McAfee signed a contract? I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I have a bad feeling that whatever is in that contract, Pat McAfee did not read. So, Pat McAfee, you might have just screwed Randy Orton over completely without even realizing it, because you might have signed something that you didn't think you were supposed to sign, or I don't really know. But this sounds like completely your fault, Pat. Completely your fault. And if Randy Orton loses, you know who's getting the blame? Not Randy Orton, not Cody Rhodes. It's all gonna be blamed on Pat McAfee, because who's the one who signed the contract? Which, by the way, why is Pat McAfee signing a contract? What's the contract about? I don't really know. But Pat McAfee did say he would put in a good word for the higher ups. I don't think that's gonna work out, man. Don't think it's gonna work out. But Solo and his MFTs come out to finally finish the feud with the Wyatt Six, which it's about time. This feud's been going on since I was born. Anyway, the the Wyatt Six come out, but immediately jump the MFTs. They take the giant Tonga out of the ring. We see Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy go flying over the top rope. I thought we were about to see Eric Rowan do it, but he got pulled by Tonga Loa. But he got slammed straight into the barricade. But Tonga takes him out with a big clothesline. At the commercial break, we see one of the Tongans get taken out with a clothesline by Joe Gacy and a nasty back body slam to Solo Sikoa. Then we saw this monkey flip into a sit-out powerbomb, which looked a little messy, but it was fine. Then JC Potato catches a kick from Dexter Lumis into a swirl-around back body drop and throws Dexter Lumis across the ring. Then we see Tonga get in the ring. There's a Samoan drop to Uncle Howdy. Samoan drop to Joe Gacy. Then we see Rowan take out Tonga and dive through the middle rope and takes out Tonga. Then the weapons finally start appearing in a street fight that should have already had weapons in the middle of the ring. Like the first 5 minutes, there should have been weapons already in the ring, but it took probably 10 minutes. Why? Then Solo gets a hit with a nasty steel garbage can shot in the back twice, and then gets it put on his chest, and then Rowan jumps on him, crushing Solo Sikoa. Unbelievable. Then we see Nikki Cross get a little bit cuckoo for Cocos on commercial break. So that's pretty cool. But then after commercial break ended, we saw Uncle Howdy slam Solo Sikoa onto a steel chair. Then out of nowhere, the greatest professional wrestler, second greatest professional wrestler of all time gets taken out by Nikki Cross. But as Solo Sikoa was about to get hit with the Sister Abigail, all of a sudden, boom, a big boot from Tala Tonga to Uncle Howdy. Then Solo grabs, goes on the top rope, hits a nasty splash on Uncle Howdy for the 1-2. Ooh. Then Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis take kendo shot sticks to Tala Tonga, and he eats them alive, and slamming them with a choke slam. Then we see both Eric Rowan and Tala Tonga go over the top rope, and I could have sworn Tala Tonga's neck broke here. I could have sworn. I need to replay it, but I could have sworn something went wrong here. Then all of a sudden, Uncle Howdy gets taken out with the Tongan, the twisting Tongan, and Tama Tonga went to the corner, take his arm sleeve off, went to hit that blade move, the Will Ospreay type move, but Solo came out of nowhere. Samoan Spike 1, 2, 3 pins Uncle Howdy, and the MFTs win and finally end the Wyatt 6 feud. Finally, it's about time. And voila. But we do see Danhausen interrupting a recreation of Miz and Maurice getting married. And it did not go well for Maurice, not whatsoever. It went well for Danhausen, though, because Miz was very upset that Danhausen interrupted his recreation of his wedding and cursed Maurice. Danhausen decided to curse Maurice, which I feel bad for Maurice. What did she do to deserve to get cursed? Then the Miz gets all mad and accidentally sends his wife into the cake, bro. And to put the cherry on top, Danhausen takes his finger, takes some frosting off of Maurice's face, licks his finger, and says, vanilla. What a great way. I mean, this happened at any wedding I've ever been to. If it ever did happen, I would honestly laugh. I would laugh hysterically. Then we see a police car show up to T-Mobile Arena, come into the Smackdown thing. Also, I just need to mention, I'm glad they finally brought Wrestlemania Smackdowns back. It's been a couple of years. I think it's been like 2 years. Because I think they did a Wrestlemania Smackdown for WrestleMania 40. I know they did one for 39, 38. I'm not exactly sure if they did for 37, but they did. They did. So, yeah. But Jacob Fatu came out of the cop car, gets on top of the cop car, and cuts a promo on Drew McIntyre. And he says that Drew McIntyre wants to tell the whole world that I'm still a criminal. Huh? We could talk about my life all you want. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not afraid of it. And sure, check this out. I for sure don't live that life no more. Well, should you not put me in cuffs in front of my family is going to impact me. I don't know what that means, honestly. But anyway, and this was just a promo, and Jacob Fatu says that he's just gonna dog walk Drew McIntyre, and there's no one that could help Drew McIntyre, and there's no escape come WrestleMania. Then R-Truth and Damian Priest comes out to face the New Day in a WWE Tag Team Championships tag team match. And we see Grayson Waller get kicked straight in the face. And R-Truth gives 10 punches straight to the forehead of Grayson Waller. Then Kofi Kingston was about to tag in his tag partner, R-Truth, but denies. R-Truth gets in the ring with a big One move of doom. Two move of doom. Three move of doom. Four move of doom. Four move of doom. Into a 5-knuckle shuffle. Into a little Jimmy flatliner combination for the 1, 2, 3. And still the tag team champions are Truth and Damian Priest. Weapon up. Jade Cargill comes out. But before a promo could even start, Rhea Ripley comes out. Rhea Ripley grabs the microphone and says she wants to say, before you start talking and waste everyone's time, first of all, there's nothing that I would like more to lay you out right here, especially after everything you've done, but I don't want to give you an excuse not able to walk into WrestleMania. And I'm not normally the most patient person in the world, but you're lucky I'm not going in there right now. So yeah, and Rhea says that she's gonna embarrass her. And B-Fab says, embarrass her, Rhea? The only thing that should be embarrassing is you. I hope you shut up, because you're the one that keeps coming for Jade and failing and failing and failing. Then Rhea Ripley says, I haven't had a chance to come for her ever since I won Elimination Chamber. You've done but nothing but hide. And Rhea says that you hide behind them, you hide behind social media. You've been doing anything that you can to not stand here face to face with me. So if there's anything that you want to say to me, this is your last chance. Face to face, alone. Jade Cargill says, I'm scared. Oh, I'm scared of some cosplay goth with insecurities. Which, by the way, when Jade Cargill says a cosplay goth with insecurities, I'm not going to lie. For some reason, I thought she was going to say something about the news that the news that came out recently about Rhea Ripley. And the reason why she, is a lot skinnier than she once was. So I genuinely thought something about that was going to happen. I hope the insecurities part wasn't actually about, Rhea Ripley's thing that she's been dealing with. So I hope that's not what she meant. I have a feeling it is, though. Anyway, Jade says that Rhea does got weight around here, but that's because of the weak locker room back there. And she says, Rhea, I've been simply trying to spare you, and since you didn't learn your lesson on Sunday, I put BTA, and you keep talking. I'm gonna make you quit. What? I'm gonna make it quick. I think that's what she said. I don't really know. Then Rhea Ripley grabs the microphone and says, you think I want to be like you? No. I don't want to be like you. I don't want to be anything like you, actually. I've been fighting people like you my entire life, and if you want to bring up my insecurities like they are a bad thing, they hold me back. No, they're the reason why I'm the person I am today. They're the reason why I'm a multi-time women's champion within WWE. So if you want to make it quick at WrestleMania, Jade, then we can make it quick. But I promise I will not be in your favor. What? Hold on. Rhea says, I promise you it will not be in your favor, narcissistic, selfish, fake butt way. So, yeah. Jade Cargill gets called narcissistic and selfish on Friday Night Smackdown. Very interesting. And Jade gets very mad. They have a little face-off. And that little face-off before WrestleMania. So, congratulations. And why was this promo better than half of the feud so far? It's kind of sad. Tiffany Stratton came out to face a returning Jordynne Grace. And this match was a okay match, I guess. Jordynne Grace slams Tiffany Stratton into the turnbuckle a couple of times and hits her with a clothesline, but into another clothesline. Then Tiffany Stratton hits Jordan Grace with a nasty DDT. Then they go throw punches back and forth to each other. Tiffany Stratton hits her iconic stomp straight to the chest. Then they just started headbutting each other through the ropes, which was cuckoo for Cocos. Jordan Grace hits her Death Valley driver into a small package sit-out powerbomb, which is pretty cool. But Tiffany did her back handspring into a stunner thing, which I guess was pretty cool. Then hits Jordan Grace with the rolling senton into the prettiest moonsault ever for the 1, 2, 3, and is the new #1 contender for Julia's Women's United States Championship. When will this match happen? I have no clue. I'm going to throw a guess out there and probably say Backlash? Backlash Tampa? I don't know. I'm just going to guess. Because I think that's where it's going to be. Then Trick Williams comes out and grabs the microphone and says, "Hear me out. I normally come out here with and it's all smiles, games, and jokes. Not tonight. I've got something to get off my chest. So we're going to talk about Sami Zayn. Last week, you crossed the line. Roll the footage." And it showed, Sami Zayn attacking Lil Yachty. And Trick Williams says, "Last week, you hit Lil Yachty with a haluva kick. You hit my friend with the haluva kick. And last week, you hurt my friend with the haluva kick. I don't know when Lil Yachty is coming back. I don't know if he will be back tomorrow. I don't know if he will be back on Sunday. Whoa. But I'll do something worse to you. You heard Trick Williams' entrance for WrestleMania with the haluva kick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to win. Wait, what? I don't really know. Then Trick Williams calls out Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn comes out. Oh, wait, I forgot. The Gingerbread Man on Jerry Lane comes out, man. The GOAT comes out. The Gingerbread Man, Sami Zayn, comes out. And Trick Williams starts talking. And says that Sami Zayn looks a little sad. And, a little depressed. Sami Zayn, the real Sammy Hogan, comes out and gets booed out of the building. And says that he knows that they're diehard Sami Zayn fans. Here tonight, there's diehard fans. What? Trick Williams comes out, cuts a promo saying he normally comes out there with all smiles, games, and jokes. Not tonight. He needs to get something off his chest. And he says that Sami Zayn crossed the line last week by haluva kicking Lil Yachty. And he says, roll the footage. Voila. And he wants Sami Zayn to come out. He says Sami Zayn come out, and then we get a Gingerbread Man to come out. So that's pretty cool. He comes down to the ring, and Trick Williams said that he looks a little sad, and he's going to take the United States Championship off of Sami Zayn after whooping you know what. And he's going to be whooping that Trick all night, too. The Gingerbread Man. Then Sami Zayn says, "Oh, that's great. That's very funny. Very funny. I'm glad you're having so much fun. I'm glad you're taking your first WrestleMania match so seriously. I actually almost kind of envy it. I wish I was having as much fun as you. But the truth is, I haven't been having a good time in a long time. I'm walking into WrestleMania as United States Champion. And I'm still not really having a good time, Trick. And then, to the sounds of it, it looks like a lot of the fans are not having a good time at all. And the crowd started saying, "We want Mello." We want Mello. Yeah, the crowd was going crazy. And Sami Zayn says, and I'm still not 100% sure what I did exactly, but I don't care because I know there's ride or die Sami Zayn fans somewhere in here, and the entire building was like booing him. Entire building was booing him. And Sami Zayn says, I know there's ride or die fans watching at home, that's for sure. Again, no one's a ride or die fan, Sammy. Your boss is not a ride or die fan. He retweeted what Trick Williams tweeted on social media. You are embarrassing yourself. You are a loser. Oh, okay, hold on. My bad. I'm sorry. I got a little too carried away. Anyway, Sami Zayn said that 4 months ago you interrupted me, acting like everyone knew you, and no. And then the gingerbread man started, standing like this, and Sami Zayn said, "Please don't stand like that." And he put his hands on his hips and said, No, that's even worse. Go in the corner. Sent the gingerbread man into the corner. And Sami Zayn says, 4 months ago, Trick, you walked in here and you showed me you got a great entrance, a great catchphrase. You could apparently drop a pretty decent diss track. But you know what you haven't shown me? You haven't shown me anything. Where anything in this ring. And that's where it matters, Trick. And now, I don't see the future of this business anymore, Trick. When I look at you, I see a little punk rookie. A little punk rookie who's walking into his first WrestleMania with one of the best to ever do it, who is going to realize that WrestleMania is a bit more than he can chew. Because instead of taking things seriously, he walks into his biggest match of his life without a plan. And that's just disrespectful, Sammy. Without a plan, why would you ever treat someone like Trick Williams like that, Sammy? Then Trick Williams says, no plan. Sammy, I am the plan. I've been here for 4 months, and since you, the veteran, all you want to gain trying to find yourself, you finally combed your hair. You don't lost yourself. You crashing out. There's safe water bottles backstage. But, by the way, the water bottle epidemic backstage needs to stop. Sami Zayn has hurt plenty of innocent water bottles backstage. And they've all been hurt and assaulted by the man you're looking at in the ring. And his name is Sammy Hogan, who doesn't deserve... My bad. I'm getting too carried away. I'm doing carried away. Then we see Sami Zayn and Trick Williams start fighting with punches to the face, blah 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 blah. Then Sami Zayn sends Trick Williams all the way to the outside, and the disrespectful piece of trash Sami Zayn is, he attacks the gingerbread man and sent him to the ground. It was so disrespectful. I knew a loser, a piece of garbage like Sami Zayn would do this to the gingerbread man. Unbelievable. This is why Sammy Hogan does not deserve to be in the conversation with Trick Williams, Kevin Owens. He doesn't deserve to be in the WWE ecosystem. But thankfully, he got hit with a trick shot. 1, 2, 3. The title was held up in the high by Trick Williams. And Trick Williams says he's going to be the United States Championship. Which, you know what kind of scares me? I won't lie. Trick Williams held the championship, which means he's probably losing, because when you hold the championship up, it's bad luck. I mean, Sami Zayn held the WWE championship up before a Royal Rumble, and he lost. So, anyway, Charlotte Flair came out, Alexa Bliss came out, and I won't lie. I realized that there was a commercial-free hour, so I was like, well, I better go to the bathroom during this entrance, right? At the end of this entrance, right? I said, all I'm gonna miss is probably, Lyra's, Bailey's entrance. That's fine. I can miss their entrances. It's not that big of a deal, right? I was going to poop, and then, I come back, and I see Nia Jax and Lash Legend beating up them, And I'm like, are you serious right now? Did the match even start? What happened? I wasn't gone that long. I was only gone for like at least 2 minutes. And they just got beaten up. And Nia Jax and Lash Legend were just holding up the tag team titles. I was like, did I really miss that much? Like, come on, bro. Come on. Anyway, it was time for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And as you can see there, we got Johnny Gargano. You know, he's still depressed. But Royce Keys, who I could have told you was winning this in last week, came out. Then, say his name and he appears, came out. And the match officially started. And immediately Kit Wilson gets an interaction with Joe Hendry and trips over Johnny Gargano, falling over the top rope and getting eliminated. Then we see one half of the Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin, stomp out Nathan Frazier. And as soon as Nathan Frazier recovered, he got bounced out of the ring, landing straight on the announcer's table and getting eliminated. Then we see Axiom hit a golden ratio on Chris Sabin, eliminating him. Then we see both El Grande Americanos fighting on the outside, but then all of a sudden Royce Keys, no, that's the wrong one. Tolo Tonga eliminates both El Grande Americanos, and they fought. They continue fighting because they had the match in AAA. Then Shiloh Hill gets eliminated by Ilya Dragunov, but La Parka gets eliminated by Los Garzas. Then Berto gets eliminated by Rey Fenix after a help from his cousin. Then Psycho Clown does some damage to Angel Garza. He removes the other mask, hits Angel Garza with a big headbutt, but Psycho Clown gets taken out by Royce Keys. Then we see Axiom gets hit with this nasty slingshot DDT by Johnny Gargano. I forget what his move is called, but I know it's called something. Then Rey Fenix hits a nasty running kicks to both Johnny Gargano and Alex Shelby, but Alex Shelby falls to the ground and gets eliminated. Then we see Johnny Gargano go for a slingshot spear on Rey Fenix, but gets caught with a super kick. Then we see Apollo Crews and Shinsuke do a little fight scene here, and of course Apollo Crews gets eliminated. Then we see Joe Hendry send Johnny Gargano across the ring, but then out of nowhere Aleister Black eliminates Joe Hendry, and the crowd boos Aleister Black. Then Joaquin Wilde gets eliminated, then Cruz del Toro gets eliminated, and a bunch of dudes just started attacking Tolo Tonga. Beautiful uppercut to Johnny Gargano, uppercut to Angel Garza, and a nasty clothesline to Matt Cardona. Then we see a little action from Rey Fenix where he gets caught in midair and gets chokeslammed on the outside and to a nasty part of the ring, the apron. Then we see Matt Cardona go into it with, Tolo Tonga. And even Angel Garza hits a nasty enziguri. And, of course, Ilya gets in there. Hits a couple moves. Shinsuke gets in there. Shinsuke gets eliminated. Then Aleister Black and Ilya cook it up with a kick to the face. Then, as Ilya went to the top rope, he gets hit with a nasty boot to the face, sending him out of the ring and eliminating him. Then, Tozawa German suplexes Aleister Black out of the ring, rips his shirt off, starting to get powered up, but then gets hit with a black mask and sent over the top rope to be eliminated. Then we see Otis knock down Matt Cardona, slam Angel Garza, eliminates him, hits a worm on Johnny Gargano, eliminates him. And then, when Matt Cardona went for the Rough Rider, he gets caught in a powerbomb, eliminates him. Then we see Aleister Black jumps on Otis, but Otis gets hit with a super kick. But Royce Keys eliminates Aleister Black from the match. Then it's Royce Keys gets taken out by Otis, so does Tolo Tonga. Again, he gets taken out by Otis. Otis crashes into Tonga, crashes into Royce Keys, and hits Royce Keys with a slam. Big boot to Otis, sending him out of the ring. Then Tonga gets hit with a nasty spine buster, gets thrown out of the ring from a clothesline. And the winner of the 2026 Andre the Giant Battle Royal, Royce Keys. So congratulations to Royce Keys for winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Then the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes comes out and cuts a promo. And I thought this promo was going to be about Randy Orton, but it's fine. Cody Rhodes says that tomorrow night is WrestleMania. And he says, we're not going to talk about the last 3 WrestleManias in the conspiracy theory that perhaps someone is needingly somebody is met. Blah, blah. Cody Rhodes comes out and cuts a promo saying we're not going to be talking about the conspiracy theory of that someone is putting someone in to mess with me. Whether that's the inclusion of the final boss of 2 years ago, whether it be Travis Scott last year, whether it be someone who I'm not going to name, but I think should go home. And he says, tomorrow is simple. It's about 2 men in a single contest fighting for the oldest, richest prize in the game itself. Myself against my mentor in this business, the legend killer, the apex predator, Randy Orton. And no, I don't subscribe to that conspiracy theory. No, I don't think. I think it comes from with a territory, as the same reaction tonight comes with a territory. Again, it's Randy Orton. He was talking about me earlier taking whatever. And Cody Rhodes says Randy Orton 2009, people say that's the best version of Randy Orton. I was there. He burnt every path in his way. And he went to WrestleMania to wrestle for the WWE Championship and lost it. But unfortunately, that's good Randy has become. As good as Randy has become, he associates himself with a word that most wrestlers despise. And then CM Punk comes out. And we see Tyrese Halliburton in the crowd. What's up, Tyrese? Anyway, Cody asks CM Punk if he is gonna shake his hand, hug, and kick him in the balls too. And CM Punk says there's a lot of people that deserve to be kicked in the balls right here, and you're not one of them. And he says, I came out here maybe to give you a little bit of advice, but definitely not to stop you from mentioning. Definitely stop you from mentioning someone's name that doesn't deserve to be spoken about. Taurus in this business who's not worth your time. And basically, both men give each other words of encouragement. And Cody says that Dusty would be very proud of CM Punk and where he's come from. And CM Punk said that Cody Rhodes has come a long way. So, yeah, basically, 2 people respecting each other. And they hugged. And that was your Friday Night Smackdown, the last Smackdown before WrestleMania. And I won't lie, I feel like it was a little better than Raw. But not much better, right? I don't think it was much better. But, yeah, what do you guys thought of this episode of Monday Night Raw? Leave in the comments below. And we'll have a beautiful rest of the day. See you tomorrow, and see you for WrestleMania tomorrow. Bye!